You know that feeling when you're just driving home, maybe it's raining, you're tired, you're thinking about what to make for dinner or a problem at work. You stop at a red light, the wipers swipe back and forth. And then, to your left, you hear it, not a loud roar. First, it's a deep, quiet hum, like a power line vibrating. You turn your head, and there it is. It's not just a car, it's a statement, parked next to your normal, everyday life. It looks like it's moving even while standing still. It's wrapped in a color that seems to suck in the light around it. A matte gray that looks more like primer than paint. Your car feels suddenly very simple, very honest. You look at that machine, and for a second, you're not in your commute. You're somewhere else. You wonder about the person who built it. You wonder about the person who bought it. What must that feel like, that feeling, that jolt of what is that? That's what we're talking about today, because that car I just described, it's real. It's called the Lamborghini Revuelto Phantom. And for the next few minutes, I want to talk about it like real people, not with a bunch of crazy words or over-the-top yelling. Let's just understand it. Let's break down why this thing, this very expensive piece of machinery, exists. And what it tells us about cars, about dreams, and about the line between a tool and a piece of art. So, first things first, let's be clear. The Revuelto Phantom is not a car you buy to get groceries. It's not even a car you buy to get from point A to point B the fastest. If that was the goal, there are cheaper, easier ways. No, this is something else. Think of it like this. Most cars are like a very good, very reliable kitchen knife. It does the job. It slices tomatoes perfectly. You use it every day. The Revuelto Phantom is a samurai sword. It is also sharp. It can also cut things, but that is not why it exists. It exists as an object of perfection. It is about the craft, the balance, the fear, the respect it demands just sitting still. It is overkill for a tomato, but it was never meant for a tomato. This Lamborghini is the samurai sword of the car world. Now, the name Revuelto is the base model. It's Lamborghini's new hybrid supercar. The Phantom part is the special version, the extreme version, the what if we made no compromises at all version. The most important thing to know is under the skin. It has an engine, a big 6.5-liter V12 engine behind the driver. That's old school, that's pure gasoline emotion. Loud, passionate, traditional. But then they added 3 electric motors, one for each front wheel and one attached to the gearbox. Why? Not to save gas. Let's be real, in a car like this, saving gas is not the point. They added them for one reason: instant attack. Imagine a fighter pilot. When he needs power, he can't wait for the engine to spin up. He needs thrust now. The electric motors give this car that. The moment you touch the pedal, the electric motors shove you forward with silent, brutal force. Then the big gasoline engine wakes up and joins the fight with a roar. The result is a power figure that's just a silly, huge number, over 1,000 horsepower, but forget the number. The feeling is this. It feels like you've been shot out of something, like the ground suddenly dropped away beneath you. It goes from 0 to 60 miles per hour in about 2 seconds. 2 seconds, blink twice, that's it. In the time it takes to read this sentence out loud, you're at highway speed. It's not fun in a giggly way. It's intense, it's serious, it feels consequential. Okay, so it's fast, we get it. But that's not the interesting part. The interesting part is how it looks while doing nothing at all, the design. This is where the Phantom name makes sense. Most supercars are shiny, they're polished, they scream, look at me. They're covered in chrome and clear coat that reflects everything. The Phantom does the opposite. It is covered in matte paint. Matte paint is flat, it has no shine, it doesn't reflect light, it absorbs it, it eats the light. In bright sun, it looks serious and purposeful. At dusk, it seems to fade into the background. At night, under streetlights, it's just a dark shape, a shadow with sharp edges. It's not trying to get your attention, but because of that, you can't stop looking at it. It's quiet, and that makes it loud. The body is all angles and slices. The front doesn't have a big, smiling grille. It's low and sharp like the front of a spear. The headlights aren't just round lights. They're made up of dozens of tiny LED pieces, like the compound eye of an insect. They look like they can scan the road. From the side, you see the famous Lamborghini doors. They don't open out. They swing up. It's not just for show. It's practical. In a car this low, you need to get in and out somehow. But the motion, it feels important. It's not a door opening. It's an access panel activating, like a jet canopy opening. Around the back, it gets even more serious. The exhaust pipes are huge. They're in the middle, stacked vertically. They look less like car parts and more like the thrust nozzles on a rocket. The entire rear end is a complex network of wings and vents and channels. All of it is designed for one job: to control insane amounts of wind and speed. This car doesn't look friendly, it looks capable, it looks like it has a job to do, and its job is not to make you smile. Its job is to perform. Let's open that door and sit inside. If the outside is a stealth jet, the inside is the cockpit. You don't get in, you strap in. The seat isn't soft. It's a shell molded from carbon fiber, padded just enough. It holds you in place. When you turn a corner at speed, you don't slide. You're planted. In front of you, instead of a normal gauge cluster, there's a digital screen, but it's not like your iPad. The information is stark, clear. A big tachometer shows the engine revs, numbers for speed, readouts for the hybrid system. It feels like you're monitoring systems, not just driving. The steering wheel is thick, wrapped in Alcantara, that suede, like material that grips your hands. On the back of it are massive paddle shifters. They're made of milled aluminum. Clicking them to change gears feels solid, mechanical, important. Everywhere you touch or look, there is a texture. Carbon fiber weave, more Alcantara, brushed metal. There are no cheap plastics, no flimsy parts. It feels expensive not because it's shiny, but because it's solid. It feels built, and in the center there's a button, often with a red cover, the engine start button. You press it. What happens next is a symphony in two parts. First, silence. The electric systems are live, the screens glow, the car is awake but quiet. You can hear your own breathing. Then you press it again or pull a paddle. The V12 engine behind your head erupts. It's not just a noise, it's a physical vibration. You feel it in the seat. You feel it in the wheel. It starts as a low, grumbling idle, a grumpy, mechanical mutter. It's the sound of 12 giant pistons moving, of valves clattering, of fuel burning. You put your foot down. The first surge is silent and violent. That's the electric motors. Then, the engine note rises from a growl to a scream. It's a high, sharp, metallic wail that builds and builds until it seems to tear the air in half. When you change gear with those paddles, there's a brutal thump from the back as the next gear locks in, and the scream continues. It is not a polite sound, it is not a smooth sound, it is raw, unfiltered, and completely thrilling. It's the sound of complexity and power being unleashed. For people who love machines, it's one of the best sounds in the world. Now let's talk about the real world. Where does a car like this live? It doesn't fit in a normal parking space. It's too wide. The front is too low for most speed bumps. You have to angle it carefully to not scrape. You can't see anything out of the back. The ride is firm. You feel every crack in the pavement. It uses a lot of fuel. The tires are very expensive and don't last long. It is, by every practical measure, a terrible car. So why does it exist? This is the most important question. It exists for the same reason a beautiful painting exists, or a piece of stunning architecture, or a perfectly performed piece of music. It exists to show what is possible. It's a testbed, a rolling laboratory. The technology in this car, the hybrid system, the carbon fiber construction, the advanced aerodynamics will trickle down. In 10 years, pieces of this technology will be in fast sports cars. In 20 years, some of it might be in regular family cars, making them safer or more efficient. This car pushes the boundary. It asks the question, what if we tried? It is human ambition made of metal and carbon fiber. It's also an emotion, it's a dream. Very few people will ever own one, but millions of people can see one. They can hear it start up at a car show. They can see it drive by on the street just for a second. And in that second, it does something. It breaks the routine. It adds a shot of color, of excitement, of what if. To a normal day, it's a piece of mobile art. It sparks imagination. A kid sees it and starts drawing cars. An engineer sees it and gets an idea. A normal person sees it and just has a more interesting Tuesday that has value. When you see the Lamborghini Revuelto Phantom, you're not just looking at a fast car. You're looking at a peak. One of the highest peaks in the mountain range of car manufacturing right now. It represents the extreme effort, cost, and passion that can be poured into four wheels. It's okay to look at it and say, that's ridiculous. It is, but it's also okay to look at it and feel that little spark, that little wow, that reminder that humans can create astonishing, beautiful, terrifying, and incredible things when we focus our minds and our hands on a single goal. It's a piece of engineering, it's a piece of art, it's a piece of theater, it's the samurai sword. You might never need one, you might never hold one, but knowing it exists, knowing that level of dedication is out there, it changes the way you look at the world. It raises the bar, and maybe that's the real point of it all. Not to be owned by many, but to inspire many. To make us look up from our daily commute in the rain and wonder. Thanks for reading.